Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Sports Betting by Dummies. I am your host, Patty Parlays, and joining me as always, the man who's never lost, Tyler. Tyler, welcome in, buddy. How you doing?
Not too bad. Sorry for delaying the show a little bit there, but I made it. We're here.
You delayed our intended start point, but we're still going earlier than normal, so I think it is quite okay. And joining us as always, the voice of God, the former Green Goblin himself, Dizz. Dizz, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Patty. Juiced to be on the pod after missing on Monday. Pretty excited for March Madness. Had a shitty day at work, nonetheless, but we're off tomorrow, so let's have a time.
Absolutely. But let's jump right into it. It is March Madness. We are back. Sweet 16 starts tonight. We have 4 games on the slate for tonight. The first one, I believe, is Arkansas versus Gonzaga. Boys, how are we feeling about this game?
I think Gonzaga's got this one.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
I agree. I agree with this. So I'm not sure if Arkansas has it to beat Gonzaga, but we all know how Gonzaga performs usually this late into March. I know a lot of people think this year is different, and they think that Gonzaga will end up winning the whole thing, but I'm just waiting for that inevitable Gonzaga collapse.
I mean, that
Yeah,
being
go ahead,
sorry,
Tyler.
Giz. I was gonna say that being said, I don't see them covering the 9.5 though. Like
Yeah,
I think Arkansas gets a lot closer than that.
right. It's Sweet 16 game. You would have to assume it'd probably be like a 4 or 5 point game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I just the tournament, especially towards the end, is so reliant on guard play and free throws. And Gonzaga's best players are two big men, and they're okay at shooting free throws. The way Arkansas attacks you, I could see this being an upset. But I'm certainly loving Arkansas plus 10.
Absolutely. This next one is the one I'm kind of intrigued with: the Michigan versus Villanova. Now, we on this show have been making a lot of money on fading the Big Ten this season, or not this season, but this tournament. Michigan is one of 2 remaining Big Ten teams left. Um, and then you have Villanova, who came in as a 2 seed, who's been looking pretty good thus far in the tournament. Um, I am Ty said Zags blow. Thanks Ty. But I'm thinking Michigan might have it here. I know that sounds crazy, and we're fading Big Ten, but number one, I think that this is kind of the Michigan team that we all kind of expected at the beginning of the year. Um, I think they had an up and down season. They had injuries. They had Juwan Howard throwing punches. But I think they're finally coming into form, and they're coming into form at the right time. And I think Michigan might try to be aggressive and maybe press Villanova. And like I said earlier on in the year, I don't think Villanova can handle a press very well. So I think Michigan might cause some troubles for Villanova here.
I couldn't disagree more.
I knew it. I knew Diz was going to be on the other side.
Just Villanova has really good guards, and they're the best free throw shooting team in the country. Not just left, they're the best in the country. So I think they're going to win, and I think even if it's a close game, they're going to win by 7 or 8 just because of intentional fouls.
What's the spread in that game?
5.
Tyler, any thoughts from you on that game?
I'm fading Big Ten still, man.
That's fair. Hey, I
8 Big Ten season.
I can't argue it. I really can't.
I mean, just they didn't even look that great against who was the first round
Colorado State, yeah, they definitely looked flat there. Yeah,
I just think Villanova's in a different weight class than Colorado State. So,
gotcha.
and like you said, free throws and guard play, and they've got Gillespie, who pretty good guard and shoots 90% from the free throw line. So, I'm with Diz on this one.
And then the next one we have Texas Tech versus Duke. Anyone got anything crazy here?
I was
I would-
surprised Texas Tech was favorited,
Texas
just
Tech is
because I think
favorited?
by one.
Texas Tech is favored by 1.
Interesting.
So I was a little surprised. I was thinking Duke money line, but the value's not very good. I think it's still minus the value, which makes sense. But I don't know. I think Texas Tech can beat Duke, but I was just surprised that they were favored, especially with like Coach K's be a possibility. So I'm just gonna stay away, but I'm rooting for Texas Tech.
I have a future on Texas Tech to win the whole thing at 30-1 odds. So I am pulling for Texas Tech. I just don't know that they can do it against Duke.
They're favored, if that makes you feel better.
It actually makes me feel worse if we're being honest.
I'd just like to see K lose. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, all the teams I like are out, so like, give me chaos.
Yeah, that's right. I'm with you. I am with you. And then the final game tonight, we have Houston versus Arizona. Speaking of coaches that we may not like, Kelvin Sampson is leading Houston here. Are we all hoping that Arizona just blows them out of the water?
Uh, I don't know. I don't really care. I may bet on Houston money line because I think they could beat Arizona. So then I'd be rooting for Houston. I don't really care, honestly. Kelvin Sampson. I mean, maybe he's a scumbag. I don't know. His team plays hard. I might bet on Houston money line. But I don't like Kelvin Sampson, but I'll bet on his team if they win.
Hey, I mean, you think he takes the pants off this time if they win? He took the shirt off last time. You think he's going streaking like Will Ferrell?
I think
through the quad,
cheating
through the gymnasium?
I think recruiting violations are enough. I don't think he wants to be a registered sex offender. So I think he'll keep the pants on. But hey, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hey, I mean, it was electric, that celebration, just popping that top off last time.
Oh, that certainly was something.
Wait, I guess as the Pac-12 representative for the pod, I should probably say I hope Arizona wins, though.
Hey, there you go. I'm the ACC representative, and I still don't hope that Duke wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say I literally am on fade Big Ten season. So
we're doing it.
Yeah, we're killing the game.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else you boys want to talk about? Ty, if Texas Tech wins, I will be a very rich man. Oh, that's hilarious.
He got that VPN working.
He was saying it. He said that was what I was saying. So I forgot to throw that in there. He did have quotes around it, and then dash patty parlays. So, yeah, for sure, we're raging if Texas Tech wins.
Turn up. Let's go.
Anything else you guys want to touch on tonight's games before we move on? Nope. I
think we're good.
So tomorrow we will touch the last set of Sweet 16 games, and then we'll probably touch the first set of the Elite 8 games because we'll only know half of the Elite 8 matchups going into tomorrow's episode.
Right. I mean, I think tomorrow's games are, at least to me, a little more interesting than tonight's games. So
yeah.
We'll have more energy on it tomorrow.
And then we can talk about the games that happened tonight and talk about, who we think is going to win that Elite 8 matchup to go to the Final Four.
I'm with it.
Let's talk real quick about the NFL. The craziest offseason in the NFL in recent history continues as Tyreek Hill has been traded to the Miami Dolphins and then signed a contract to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. Initial thoughts from you boys.
The whole trade happens so fast. Like, I swear it was like within half an hour. It's like Tyreek Hill wants out, and then boom, it's like
he's gone.
He's a Dolphin.
Yeah.
So what I heard was that Kansas City offered him a big deal, like a
Yep.
comparable deal, and he turned it down. Is that accurate?
I don't know if it's comparable. So what I saw is it would make him one of the highest paid.
Not the highest paid.
Right. So I don't know if the contract details from the Chiefs have come out publicly yet, but my guess is it wasn't quite as high as what he got from Miami. Also,
So is he just chasing the bag at this point? Like he's already got a Super Bowl. Like I just want to make as much money as possible.
I would have to, you would have to assume so. I mean, his two options to get traded to were the Jets or the Dolphins. And I think he said he was truly torn and trying to figure out which one of those two he would rather go to. If you're going to the Jets, you're not going to the Jets to win a Super Bowl. Dolphins.
He was torn.
That's what I heard.
I thought the Jets and Dolphins made offers. I didn't know that he was picking between the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yeah, they let him pick.
What the hell?
Well, I mean, he chose right too because the Jets offer was much less. Like there wasn't even a first round pick in the Jets offer.
Wow. Yeah, but so I don't think the Chiefs offered as much as the Dolphins did. And yes, he did have a choice between the Jets and the Dolphins. He was going to the AFC East. Is that the AFC East? I think it's the AFC East.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins are making the moves in the offseason here, boys. Are we ready to say that they are the favorites to win the AFC East, or are we still feeling the Patriots?
Skip over the Bills here, Patty?
The Bills? Yeah.
And the Bills. Forgot about the Bills.
Miami is the third.
Bills.
Miami is the third favorite, I imagine.
But now
even if they jump the Patriots, they will not beat the Bills in that division.
Yeah, Bills are pretty nasty.
Okay.
Bills signed Von
Any
Miller.
comment there, Pat?
The Bills did sign Von Miller.
Are
true.
you fading the Bills?
No, I like the Bills, but the Dolphins made a lot of, I think, good moves in the offseason to make them competitive in the AFC East. I don't think it's the Bills in a runaway.
I do.
I do as well.
I think a lot of people are saying that just because the Dolphins went out and got Tyreek Hill, it's not really that big of a deal because of who's throwing to him. But I think there will be plenty of opportunities and plenty of things that can happen. I think the Dolphins will be just fine offensively.
What about defensively?
Dolphins were fine defensively last season. Let me look it up.
I think you need to.
I think they'll get a wild card spot, but I don't think they're not going to be favorited to win the division. If they are.
No. They won't.
Bills.
They definitely won't be favorited. I'm saying, would you consider taking them?
If you keep disrespecting them, you're gonna have to call them the Buffalo Williams. Some respect on their name.
Try and see here. So the Dolphins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 15th in defensive yards given up per game last season.
The middle of the road.
Middle of the road. They were actually better than the Colts as far as yards given up. Let's see if we do. Oh, what did I just do? Shoot. But yeah, so their defense wasn't the worst in the league, but it wasn't the best in the league. So maybe now their offense is enough to propel them to win more games and give them a fighting chance.
I'm not sure because they have two of the fastest wide receivers in the league. Great at Tyreek Hill is probably one of the best deep threats, if not the best deep threat in the NFL. And your quarterbacks, neither of them really have the arm power for that.
So I did see
got Tua and Teddy.
Teddy Two Gloves, yeah. I did see a stat that said over the last 5 seasons, Tyreek Hill had like 26 catches of 20-plus yards down the field, and the Dolphins' entire team had 22 over that same span. and I think Tyreek Hill had like 10 more than the second closest person. So definitely we'll have to see how that works out. But I wonder too if they'll start using Tyreek Hill and Waddle in more of a Debo Samuel type, scheme, because the coach of the Dolphins is now, he came from San Francisco where they used Debo, and basically you got your best players, you get them the ball any way you can, you do them in motion, give them handoffs, whatever the case may be. But we'll see.
They also signed Raheem Mostert too.
And yeah,
the fast running back.
And they got Chase Edmonds, decent receiving back out of the backfield. They signed Eric Armstead, who was the projected number 1 offensive lineman free agent. So, I mean,
Ron Armstead?
Ron Armstead? You cut out, so it sounded like you just said Ron Armstead.
Well, I thought his name was Teron.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Is it?
No. Yeah.
Oh. Well.
Ron Armstead.
We'll just call him Ron.
Ron Armstead.
I love
Ron
it.
Armstead.
Big fan. So I think the Dolphins are making some moves, but we'll see. Football's only, like 167 days away?
That's nothing.
But hey, baseball is like 2 weeks away. I know I'm juiced for it.
I'm so excited.
I've got the NRSI dashboard up and running.
Saw that.
I am juiced. We are going to steal so much money from FanDuel this season.
If you buy me some Cardinals gear, I'll wear it.
Okay. Hey, I don't hate it.
I'm a free agent for clothes.
That's all it takes, man. I might have to do it. I can even get Jake involved. Jake's a Cardinals fan, isn't he?
Big Cardinals fan.
Yeah, so we can get maybe a little splitsies and get you some Cardinals gear, and there we go. Tyler's a fan for hire in the MLB.
Exactly.
All right. Big fan of that. And then let's talk about the NBA for a little bit. So CP3 is back tonight for the Suns in his first game in over a month. The Suns have actually been performing pretty well without him. So I think the Suns are primed to make a run. I really do. They were having like campaign at starting point guard, and then he was hurt for a couple games, and they had, I think I saw Elfrid Payton at one point, and
yes, sir.
And the Suns were still winning these ball games. Yeah. And now they have CP3 back, and it's like, wow, this team could be taken to the next level. And that's why it was shocking to me, Tyler, that the Suns were actually underdogs tonight against Denver.
Really?
Yeah. Even after the news that CP3 was starting tonight.
Did you see Devin Booker cursing at fans
while he was dribbling the ball down the court?
Yeah.
Just savage.
That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, it got a good pop out of me.
And then did you see the one where we might have already talked on this, but where Nurkic just took that fan's phone and just launched it?
Yeah, that was Indiana, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. Nurkic was in street clothes. Well, not street clothes, but I think he was in like a suit. He wasn't playing that night. He just walked over to the fan, grabbed his phone, and just launched it. It's good stuff.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah. He'll take that $40,000 fine or whatever it was that he got enforced and move on.
I mean, did he have to pay for the fan's phone, or did the fan just kind of get hosed?
I don't know. I do not know. And then the news came out, I think it was today, that the vaccine mandate or whatever it was in New York is now gone, which means Kyrie will be able to play in home games when they are at home in Brooklyn. So then the Nets, the Nets, I wonder if the Nets were seriously like concerned that if they were to make a playoff or well, not they're making the playoffs, but if they were in a playoff series and this thing was still going on and they wouldn't have him for half the series because of this.
Yeah, but they're also like a low seed, so they'd never have home advantage throughout the
Right,
playoffs.
but
They'd always have, they'd always have Game 7 where Kyrie could play.
true. But that's big news, not only for the Nets, but that was also a topic of conversation in the MLB coming up for when the Mets and the Yankees had home games in New York. But they pulled that out just in time, so everything's back to normal, at least in New York. But I'm curious about Toronto. I don't know if Canada and Toronto have eased their restrictions at all. If the Nets were to somehow or for some reason match up with the Nets, would Kyrie not be able to play at those games in Toronto?
I hope so.
I imagine they would. The NBA would talk him into revoking it for the games, but I don't know.
They talked the nation of Canada into revoking a rule for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. Because that's how politics work.
They'd probably just make him play in Tampa again.
Yeah. They just move. The NBA would just move the series out of Toronto.
So you're the Tampa Bay Raptors again.
And that went real well for them at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. Anything else we want to talk about before we go into our dumbest dummy bets?
Did we talk about Big Zion being out for the rest of the season on Monday?
I think we did, but did you see that video that came out?
Of him playing one-on-one?
No. This was him dunking the ball, like a between the legs off the backboard dunk.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Now, the thing
He's
that
hurt.
is kind of an uprage or uproar about the video is if you watch it, the floor underneath his feet looked like it caved in or bounced or propelled him up into the air. It was
Big
wild.
boy.
I saw that
He's a
too.
big boy.
I saw that too.
Playing slam ball.
But everyone's like, hold on a second. If he's
Handball.
able to do that and everything, fine, no problem. Why the hell is he not playing?
He doesn't want to play for him. I don't think that's my conspiracy. I don't think he wants to play for the Pelicans anymore.
Could be. Very well could be.
But the Pelicans have his rights, so tell him tough luck.
Yeah. It was crazy though, but that video, I mean, it looked like vintage Zion, if you will. But the floor, everyone's like, "Wait a second, this can't be real. Look at that floor. It's caving in when he's jumping off of it."
How does weight look?
I mean, if the floor that was hardwood,
He
that
looked
truly,
thick.
He looked thick.
yes,
With a couple C's.
and
Thick with 2 C's.
and the fact that the floor gave it or appeared to have given in when he did that, it's definitely not helping his weight conversation or whatever you.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to the floor. It was really trippy. I kept watching it over and over again. Those videos where they mess with you and it changes reality and whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how to word it. That's how I felt when I was watching this dunk video with the floor. Are they just fucking with us? I don't know. It felt weird.
Are you watching it right now, Tyler?
Yeah, go on. I'll keep going. I just gotta take a peek at this real quick.
All right, let's get into our dumbest dummy bets. Let's review them for Monday. I went 1-10. As bad as that sounds, I actually only lost a few units, so not too terrible. Dizz, how did you do on whenever it was? Wait, were you even on Monday?
No, but I gave the voice memo and I gave my picks on there.
Yes, that's correct. So go ahead and give us how you did.
I was 1-1. I had 2 overs in the NHL. One of them hit at -102, so I actually lost some units, but 500 on the day, and I believe I'm still winning in the competition.
That is correct. So in the Dumbest Dummy Competition, I am down 9.49 units, and Dizz is up 0.63 units. So Dizz is up in the competition, and he's actually positive units. So that's it's a big deal. Shout out Dizz.
He's on fire.
Go. Let's go. Don't stop me. I'm hot.
So tonight I only have 6. Diz, how many
Ooh.
do you have?
I have 2.
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to?
I would love to go first.
All right, grace us with your wisdom.
We talked about them both already. I love Arkansas +10. I think it's going to be close. I would love Arkansas to win, but I don't think it's going to happen. But nonetheless, double-digit points in the Sweet 16 with a Gonzaga team that's never won the national championship and always crumbles late in the tournament, like Patty said. I'm taking those 10 points all day, every day. And then fade Big Ten season, Villanova -5. Easy. That's my lock. That's my favorite bet. Even if it's a close game, Villanova is going to win by more than 5 points because they do not miss free throws. And especially in the college tournament, teams are going to be fouling all the way to the end. So I'm liking Villanova. I like them by 8 points or so. Those are my 2 dumbest dummies.
Okay, there you go. So for me, I'm not changing anything up. I know I'm down. I know I'm losing, but I keep with what got me here. I got only two 31-point victories tonight. Like the Grizzlies over the Pacers at +900. Did the Pacers play last night, Tyler? They did, and they lost to the Kings outright at home without Sabonis and without De'Aaron Fox.
One. It is a tough one.
Yeah.
By like 1, right? 109, 110, I think.
Yeah, 110 to 109, I think.
Yep.
And I think the Grizzlies are hands and feet better even without Ja Morant playing. So I do like the Grizzlies over the Pacers at 31+ points. And then this is my flyer, my sleeper, the Suns over the Nuggets at +5,000. Without Chris Paul in there, I saw the Suns winning this game by like 5 to 10 points. Now that he is back, I think even though he doesn't score 20 points, I think he is a big enough deal and a big enough factor that he could propel them to a 31+ point victory over the Nuggets. So I'm going there with that. And then I have 4 first baskets for you guys tonight. First one is Precious Achua at +1,000 for the Toronto Raptors. Then I got my boy Jonas Valanciunas at +460 for the Pelicans. Jaren Jackson Jr. at +430 for the Grizzlies. And then Jay Crowder at +900 for those Phoenix Suns. All right, gents, group best bets time. On Monday, we went 2-1. So as a group, we are up 3.67 units in the month of March. What are we liking for tonight?
Panthers, Canadians over 6.5.
Oh boy, that. Maybe I'll give him maybe that one. I'm not sure. The 6.5 worries me. How do we feel about
Suns?
I think the Suns are a lock, to be honest. And right now it says the Suns are +3. Is that right? That can't be right.
That's what I'm seeing.
Let me check FanDuel here.
Yeah.
On FanDuel it says Suns +1, but still, I still think the Suns are the play.
I mean, we might as well go money line then, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
I agree.
That bump us out.
No. That's good. Suns money line works. How about Arkansas plus whatever?
Yeah, I was gonna say we all agreed on Arkansas +10.
And then Diz, to round it out, we will go Canadians, Panthers over 6.5.
Beautiful.
We're getting it. Doing it, boys.
So to recap, for those that are listening and keeping track at home, TY, even though he can't gamble where he's at, we got Suns money line versus the Nuggets, Arkansas +10 versus Gonzaga, and Panthers Canadians over 6.5.
Sound like winners to me.
That's right. And the way we've been doing on our group best bets, I mean, who says no?
Wait, we've been killing it? I missed it. I was watching Zion when you said Howard. Are we up right now?
We are up 3.67 units in the month of March.
There we go.
So
Tyler, Tyler, have you seen the video?
I watched it. The floor, not only when he takes off does it like flex, but also when he lands, it flexes as well.
It's
What is this?
wild.
I mean, I think it's just a thick man on some fresh hardwood. You know,
Could be.
we've all played on one of those courts where when you dribble the ball, it's got a little extra bounce to it, right? We've all played in those gyms. Think it might be one of those situations. Floor gives a little flex.
Tyler says it's legit.
So he weighs 400 pounds, is what you're telling me.
3, probably close to 3.
About 350?
27. Would you take 275 minimum,
Oh, yeah.
like lowest?
Yeah. For sure.
It's a big man. That's all I got.
Thick ass boy.
All right, boys. This leads us to the Hail Mary parlay of the day. Today, I've got 15 long legs for you boys. What are we guessing on $1 to win?
4,600.
I'm going 2,500.
It is $1 to win $12,754.28.
Pick some long shots in there, huh?
I did. So I have probably 2 or 3 almost plus 200 money line underdogs in the NHL tonight. So I was really feeling myself this morning. So there's no way this could go wrong, right?
Right.
But we will start in the NBA as we do. Raptors -5.5 versus the Cavs. Pelicans -2 versus the Bulls. Grizzlies -12.5 versus the Pacers. Bucks -13 versus the Wizards. And Suns +4 versus the Nuggets. Yeah, I got that Suns +4 number before the news that CP3 was playing came out. So I was a big fan of that.
Down to +1.
Yeah. And then in the NHL, I got Bruins moneyline versus the Lightning, Stars moneyline versus the Hurricanes, Canadians moneyline versus the Panthers, Islanders moneyline versus the Red Wings, Jets moneyline versus Senators, Blues moneyline versus Flyers, Canucks moneyline versus Wild, Oilers moneyline versus Sharks, Kings moneyline versus Blackhawks, and finally Predators moneyline versus the Golden Knights. Dizz, how do you feel about me taking the Canadians money line versus the Panthers tonight? Dizz just said, "Go F yourself," basically.
He's indifferent.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, I mean, it's just what Panthers I think will win, but what's the value?
The value for the Canadians to win, +210.
I don't like him at 2-1, to be honest with you, Patty. But hey, ride it. If you're gonna bet on this game, I would take the over, but we're already doing that.
Right, exactly. But all right, anything you boys need to get off your chest before we call it a day?
Were any of the hockey trades important?
Yes, but not enough that I.
Claude Giroux, baby.
I was going to say, the one big one we already kind of talked about, and that's the Flyers trading their best player and their captain to the Florida Panthers. Giroux actually just played his 1,000th game for the Flyers, and then the game after that, they traded him away to the Panthers. So, but now he hopefully
we'll take him with open arms.
I was going to say, hopefully now he'll get a championship. I think I do have a bet for the Florida Panthers to win the hockey championship, so big fan of that.
There you go.
Trying to get those futures, bros. All right, gents. Thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it. Make sure you check us out on Twitter and Instagram at SportsBetByDumb. Also, make sure to check us out on YouTube, just like our boy TY. Go to the search bar, type in Sports Betting by Dummies. Look for the black and yellow logo. It should be the first one up there. You cannot miss it. Thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it. Hope you have a profitable night, and we will see you all tomorrow.